King Cobra.
What's going on? Welcome to today's episode, this week's episode of the Urban Retrospect. I am your boy Kendrick Cloud, straight out of Cleveland, Ohio, and always representing Tennessee State. You can't see it, but that's okay. Trust me, it was there. All right,
there.
That's right, man. I got my friends with me, got PB with me, got Greg with me, Scott Jones, Wes, and my boy Ramsey with us this week, and we're gonna give you, our take on Blk and Bold Coffee.
Yeah.
So to start it off, you know what? I feel like getting this episode started with some funk right away. Give him the thunder. Let's shoot it to my boy from the Black Indian city of Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah.
Holler at the people, let them know what you experienced.
All right. So, I ordered the product on August 25th, right? I ordered the passion fruit tea. I'm not really a coffee drinker, so I ordered the passion fruit black tea. All right. So, I thought it was reasonable price. The tea was about like $15. $14 and about $4 for shipping. Came out to like $18. It's pretty reasonable for a bag of tea. Like I said, I ordered on August 25th. I notices on September 3rd that I have not got an email or any kind of notification that it's been shipped. Also, to backtrack, in order for me to track this product that I bought, I had to download an app called Shop, which I wasn't too keen on doing because the app wanted a lot of other personal information, access to my emails, and I really didn't want to do all that. So I emailed them on September 3rd saying like, hey, I haven't heard anything. I received an email at 1:43 a.m. stating I should have read the terms and conditions.
And
that a product should have took this amount of days.
Wow. You should have read the fine print.
Yeah, man. You should have read the fine print. You know better.
But you think about it. That's almost 2 weeks. And so I'm hot now. You know, I'm hot. I'm just like, dude, come on. You know, then the next day on September the 4th, they tell, that's when I will see the email that it actually has been, you know, shipped out. I didn't get the product until September 8th. So I ordered the product on August 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And did not get the product until September the 8th. All right. One thing I ordered, now, I know I might sound country for saying this, but usually when I do my teas, they all come in bags.
Tea bag?
Hey, he don't sound country, he sound nasty.
But anyway, so when I got the tea, he said loose leaf. It's the loose leaf tea. I'm just like, okay. And so I grabbed the tea. I'm looking at the package. I'm just like, oh, this thing don't come with no directions.
Oh yeah.
So for a person who's not really a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, because, you know, we just buying it to support.
Yeah.
I did not know how to use this thing.
This man ate it with a cereal.
So,
Let me put some
I
milk
don't know.
in.
I'm like, how am I supposed to? Okay, I got it.
Put some milk.
You just boil water, stick a bag in there.
Put some milk in it.
So
stupid.
I talked to my.
Wes ate it with some Cheerios.
I ain't do that, bro. Come on now.
Oh my God.
You're supposed to YouTube it, man.
Right.
Right.
He's like,
Well,
what am I supposed to do with tea?
And so, you know, I talked to my girlfriend, and she told me, well, you got to do this. And so I had to buy me a little teapot. Well, I don't use a damn teapot. I don't drink tea like that. So, you know, I had some of it, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I mixed it with some Tennessee honey and some mango juice. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Cool.
Oh.
Hey,
He made a little drink.
I made a drink out of it. Yes, I did.
A
And I sit there and I watch
hot
Love
toddy.
Craft Country
Yeah.
drinking it. All right. The tea was okay. But be honest with you, because of my experience with the product, I will not be purchasing it again. I feel like their responses to me, and the reason why I broke it down like that with the dates, because I don't like getting an email at 1:43 a.m. I feel like the product is already late, and then you sending me a generated automatic email at 1:43 when I'm asleep and paying no attention to it. That means, to me, I was turned off by then. And then I didn't like the fact that I had to download an app to track the product. You know, there's so many other ways we can track a product now. You know, you can even go on Google and type in UPS, and the thing comes up with tracking number. You don't even have to go to the sites, to the specific sites to do it. Why do I have to download an app? Just track some tea. So just from the experience, the product's not that bad, but just from the experience, I will not be purchasing it again.
Okay.
You will not be teabagged again.
Come with some instructions, bruh.
Hey, P.
I don't need to buy a whole new apparatus just to use your tea.
P, he did not know. I just want to point out, he did not say no.
Okay. Noted. Tyrannica teabagger.
All right.
Let
me throw it next over to my boy Scott Jones. Scott Jones, what was your experience like?
Scott Jones.
Well, I kind of feel somewhat responsible for the bad experience because this was my idea to
no biggie.
to patronize, because again, our whole basis behind doing this is to really patronize items that we use every day. I drink coffee every day. A lot of people drink tea every day. So this was why we came up with this idea. So when I think I Googled black-owned coffee makers, and this is what came up. So I purchased it. Price-wise, I want to say it may have been $15.99, $16.99 plus shipping. And I got the coffee. And then I also got the tea, turmeric. And like Wes said, mine did not come in bags as well. So, but I actually haven't used it. I didn't realize, you see it's been ripped, but it hasn't been used because I don't have the actual little apparatus to put put it in. But I did drink the coffee. I've been drinking the coffee, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I can't really say I had a negative experience with it. It's not like the best coffee I've ever had, but it's good coffee, good medium roast. I been drinking it in the morning. I like it. One thing that's good is that they give 5% back to the youth. They meet, community impact. That's what it says on the back. Blk and Bold was born to assist disadvantaged domestic youth with defying their odds in pursuit of living their best lives, in turn creating a better future for us all. Therefore, 5% of all profits are contributed to initiatives across the U.S. that further this imperative. So, that was good that they're even giving back. So even my dollar is helping them give back. So
it gives back to their shipping department.
That's between you and their shipping department.
Yeah, that's just you and your tea bag.
Your tea bag. He said, I will not get tea bagged again.
That is Perry's joke, bro.
I love y'all, man. Y'all funny.
Woo. All right. So next up, and really I think kind of on a similar note, Ramsey.
Ram.
For you. Ramsey James. That's what they call him.
So just like Wes, I ordered the product on the 25th of August. However, I did note on the site that they talked about the shipping being impacted from the pandemic. So I didn't have any expectations that it would show up. When it did, it showed up, I think, on the 7th. So that's pretty good lead time. But when I think about it, depending on how long the coffee lasts, you could probably work it into a rotation where it is time right. Not sure what the shipping would be outside of a pandemic, but when it was arrived, definitely smelled fresh. The price point of $19, I think, was reasonable with the shipping. As Scott mentioned, I felt I had the medium roast. I would say like the everyday roast, the breakfast blend roast. Nothing really jumped out, but it was good as a breakfast coffee. Not too strong. And with the teas, though, what's interesting about the teas is they have a lot of different varieties. And I really wish I would have purchased the teas because they had a lot of variety. I've since gone back to the site, looked at some of the other coffees. So, for me, the fact that they're giving back, the fact that I do drink coffee every day, I also, go to coffee establishments and give them money, and I don't know where their money's going. I'd likely give them a shot and get the little apparatus just to try it out, try something new.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's very diplomatic.
That
was very diplomatic. But still, hey, I don't care. Mine didn't come on time. You gonna tell me to read some terms and conditions? Kiss my ass, nigga.
Angry. Hey, listen. What's about as angry as as Ramsey was.
Ramsey was
that BOGO. Yeah. Look, Ramsey.
Yeah, he's about as mad as Ramsey was when his balls wasn't getting cuffed enough.
Hey, I got on my good draws tonight too. Look at it.
Hey, look, Ramsey like,
Got on my,
as soon as
my
this is
soft
over with,
draws.
I'm going upstairs. All right, let me throw it down to my boy in Panama City.
Yeah.
Down in the Panhandle, Perrin. What was your?
Hey, so man, I decided to order the like me. I got the Blk and Bold. Wes, I ain't get no tea bags. I got the Blk and Bold because I like it. Like me, I'm strong and black.
I thought he was gonna say I like it black and bold.
No, I ain't say
I
that.
know where he was going.
I don't know where it was going, man. I don't know.
Hey, but anyway, man, I ordered it, man. So I got it. I ordered it on one Wednesday, and it took about 10 days, 11 days to get it. I got an email that said, "Hey, your package has been shipped." And I told the guys, "Hey, man, they just said my package just been shipped. I ordered this thing 9 days ago." And then the next day I got it. They're like, "It just been shipped." The next day I got it in the mail. I'm like, "Okay." So I told the guys, "Hey, man, I got my coffee." So I tried it out the next morning. So when I got it, though, let's go back. I got it. So it says right here, Blk and Bold, because I like my coffee strong. Then it says lemon, bell pepper, full body. I like bell pepper. I like lemon. But yeah, I ain't never had it in my coffee before. So I like, okay, I look forward to that. But yeah, so when I made it, man, you could taste the bell pepper. You could taste the lemon. That's the first time I ever had lemon in my coffee, the lemon taste in my coffee. So it was different. I think you got to grow on you. The price point, everything was about 19, like Ram said, $19, $20. So, it's all right. It wasn't bad. I love the 5% goes to help these youth, and I love that being a former youth football coach. So I love that. So, yeah. The taste was good. It was okay. I say it's okay, not good. It was okay. I think it tastes. I think it takes a while. You gotta get used to it. That's what I'm saying. You gotta get used to it. So I've been drinking it for 3 days straight now. So my daughter,
you got the dark roast.
She didn't like it. Yeah, I got the.
Okay, that's what that red label is on the side. I know.
Yeah, on the side right here. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, my daughter, she didn't like it. She didn't like the coffee.
I probably should have tried that dark roast.
If you like that lemon and the bell pepper, you taste the bell pepper on the aftertaste. You taste the lemon going in, bell pepper aftertaste.
See, mine has a combination. It's the rise and grind combination of a caramel, lemon, nutty, and smooth.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that. But the lemon coffee, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that would that first taste. I think that would get me
right now for that immune system. So hey, I take that lemon how I can get it.
Okay. All right, yeah. So it's gonna take me a while to get used to it. But yeah. Would I order it again? Probably not. Probably not. Sorry to say. But I'm gonna drink this up though. I'm 3 days deep, so I'm gonna drink it up. Get my $20 worth.
Okay. All right, Pete.
Also, one thing, Ken.
What's up?
The product is also available in Target.
Yes, it is. I saw that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And Amazon.
Yep.
All right.
It's on Amazon as well, yeah.
All right. So next up, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and go. I think this is a good place for me to go. Let me say, similar to what everybody else has already spoken to, I had a problem with the shipping. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I think I ordered it. I ordered it on whatever date I would have to go back and look. But and I got the email that the order had been received, and then it was not shipped for another week before it. Now Ramsey brought up a good point, and I can tell you that I did not notice that, but about there was a noticeable delay due to COVID.
But my thing about that though, Ken, is I understand the delay, but just to get it shipped to the point.
I don't know.
That's what I didn't understand.
So I don't know if there were delays in production because to me, what that says to me is if I order it and it takes a week for the shipment to go out, that's telling me you have a problem having enough of the product in stock, right? Either that. So if I'm being positive, that's what it says. If I'm being negative, I'm saying you full of, you know what? You know what I'm saying?
Tea bags.
Tea bags. You full of tea bags. So that was the first thing. The next part, I actually did not open the package. I have it right here. I don't know if we can see that. Pull it. There we go. I didn't open the package. My wife opened the package. My wife is the big coffee drinker in the household. Although because
which roast did you get?
I got the dark roast.
Yep.
Got the dark roast. And my wife drinks coffee every day. I drink pretty much every day now because it's hard. I got a 2 and a 4-year-old, so it's real in these streets. But this is what I will say. She had the experience of opening up the package. I guess she got a little bit confused on how to open it, but she ended up having to tear it. Because bottom line is what she was telling me was that it wasn't very intuitive on how to get that. So, since I didn't do it, I can't be negative, but I can share the experience that she had about that. Okay. So if I would just say to the owner of the company or owners of the company, go back and look and make sure that it's dumbed down for the dumbest of the dumb. Which my wife is not the dumbest of the dumb. But
I know, man. I'm about to say that. I don't know about that.
But let's just make sure that that's not an issue is all I'm saying. So that's one. Next, the $19. And I'll be honest with you, I probably spend a whole lot at the expensive chain that many of us go to. They come a dime a dozen, no matter where we are in this country. We're not gonna say that name because they're not Black owned, so we're not promoting them on the show. But yeah, that's probably that cup that you showing to everybody right now. God dog it, Ramsey. But listen,
it's always one.
It's always one. But I will tell you this about the coffee. So I've had it probably, I don't know, the last 4 days or so. It's not enough to get me going in the day. Now, listening to you guys talk about the medium roast, and the flavor of it, maybe you can twist my arm to try it, but maybe not. So I don't know, but that's how it was for me. It wasn't very strong, and so it didn't really get the job done that I needed to get done in the morning. The shipping took a long time for it to get here. And I just personally did not appreciate that because, again, given the premise of this show and what we started on, I don't know if anything else has taken this long to get here. Now that I got to keep it funky on. I'm talking about like I don't care the socks, the cookies, the draws, none of it took this long to get here. And to me, that's again that shows me that there's something else going on in that supply chain. On getting things taken care of. So I would say to guys, Blk and Bold, get that taken care of. Now, the last point I want to bring up though, and this was big. So a couple of days ago or last week, whatever, I was talking to a neighbor of mine. I was telling her about the show, everything that we were doing. And I said, we're looking at these Black-owned products. And you know what she said? She goes, have you ever heard of this Black-owned coffee? And she's a white lady. You ever heard of this Black-owned coffee called Blk and Bold? I said, it's funny that you said that because, that's one of the products. She said, yeah, my friend ordered it, but it's taking too long to get to her.
Oh,
that's bad business right there, bro.
That shows me bad business, right?
No,
so,
you can't that's the whole business because what happening is there's some problems in the shipping department.
Okay. Okay, but I'm just saying in terms of, so if we think about some of the things that we've heard about in terms of being, we had the one company owner saying that he was allergic to bad business. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Like, this is what we want everybody to be allergic to. So we're not bringing this up to dog their product, but what we are doing is we're letting people know that this is an issue that multiple people in multiple areas from multiple backgrounds have experienced. So if there's an area for you to clean up and fix up, that would probably be it. Tasting stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's to each his own. But so for that, that's me. That's my review. Let me throw it on over to my other brother in the state of Ohio, in the Buckeye State. Shout out, but he said he a Hoosier for life or something like that. Or maybe a thoroughbred.
Thoroughbred too.
Yeah, thoroughbred too. We're going to throw it to Greg Jones. Let him know.
G.
So, funny that, you know, the sipping did take a long time. I'm not a coffee drinker. I did drink 1 cup, so I will have something to say. I've since I had the dark roast. I gave my bag to a friend who was an avid coffee drinker, and they absolutely love it. I mean, love it. And I didn't know they sold it in Target. I don't know if it's just Target down south, but we have
Target across the country
or online.
So that's awesome. So price point, you know, we doing what we're doing, and we're doing it with a reason behind it. So we expect to pay what we're going to pay for what we do with our products. But I can't say I'm not a coffee drinker. I drank it. Tastes like coffee. You know, I'm not the other chain kind of people. So
don't agree. I ain't like that either, man.
Yeah, so it doesn't. It's not one of my things. I'd be like, oh, I'm so excited to try this. No, it's just like, okay, it's coffee. So, but an avid coffee drinker absolutely loves it. So, you know, for me personally, it's not what I do. So,
okay.
All right, there you go.
There you go. All right.
I would like to add 1 or 2 more things.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind. Sorry to cut in. But there could be one other thing that they could add. I don't know what you all generally drink your coffee out of, but I've kind of been spoiled to the Keurig machine and the Keurig cups. So, of course,
these?
Exactly. This did not come in a Keurig cup, did it?
No.
In a K-cup. No. So what I did was I had my little basket that I poured the coffee in, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, the Keurig coffee maker that I have is a little newer than this cup was, so I'm going to give y'all a little secret. Had to pull off this little aluminum piece off an old K-cup, put it on top of this, put my coffee inside of this little basket, and voila, I had my cup of coffee.
He put us on the game.
All right.
So, you know, in a former life, I was the black barista downtown. So, you know, I had a little coffee at Jazz Cafe.
All right.
So
the Jazz Cafe.
Coffee every now and then. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all that little hack.
Little game.
If they could get some K cups, that would be great.
That's good.
I like
K cups. Throw probably 10% back to the youth. If you do the math, they throw $1. They just throw $1 to the kids.
I don't like the K cups, man. I can't stand the K cups.
You don't like the K cups?
No, I like the regular. It's like getting tea from a dispenser, or getting a tea from a tea brewer. It just tastes good.
And you're right as far as the quality, not the quality, but you do get a better coffee when it's coming straight through the actual filter than the K cup. Right. However, we're in a fast-paced life.
Yeah.
You know, we want something real quick. We don't want to take the time. You know, I'm gonna give you another hack. So for those, if you run out of a filter, something that my aunt taught me, Auntie K, out of Louisville, Kentucky. get a paper towel and put it right up in there. Put a little paper towel in there. You drop your coffee in there, and there's your filter.
Man,
There you go. I'm so good.
Scott just dropping jewels on people, man. Nuggets on people.
Hey, I love my coffee. I drink it maybe once or twice a day. Keep it real.
Man, it depends on the meeting for me.
Right.
So,
oh, yeah.
all right,
that's
fellas.
true.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Well, it's time. It's about that time. It's time for the official vote. So everybody, if you feel good, if you feel it in your spirit, if you feel it in your funk,
your soul,
give it a fist up if this is something that you would recommend. Fist up.
I recommend it's a good cup of coffee and they're giving back.
Ooh.
I had a good experience. I can't control what y'all had, you know what I'm saying?
Can I get a half of a fist?
Oh, well, this is a first.
Can I get a half of a fist? Because I'm on the fence. I got to keep drinking it, man.
Yeah.
Well, so is it a fist?
Because Ken said feel it in your soul, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I will say this. I would likely, especially if I saw it in Target, I'm in there shopping, I'm going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I order again, it does take a while. So I agree with you on that.
Good point.
But far as the taste, I thought it was a decent cup of coffee, and I'm interested to try the other roasts. So for those prospective buyers, I'd encourage you to try it. So I'm a half-fisted, but the shipping is an issue. And we've all mentioned that, and the owner needs to know that. Either work on your logistics internally, or figure out what's going on with your logistics, getting the product out of the door. Both can be improved.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So if y'all saying that this dude or this company is shipping all across America and they're in Targets, I think that's where his money's at versus us individually ordering. Because that's the ultimate thing when you're in the business is to get that big distribution, to get your product out there. So
they also eating up his margins. When you in Target, they're not paying $19 a bag. So
true.
Yeah, but still, Greg.
But they're getting it on the front end, though.
But still, Greg.
Black Gold's getting that money on the front end. Up the Target shelves.
One thing about this show is that we want to get rid of the stigma of bad customer service with Black companies.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you order individually, and like when Ken told the story of his white neighbor, that kind of puts a stain not only on his business, but other Black businesses.
Okay.
And so even though you do have a distribution with Target and Amazon, you still have to have that one-on-one customer service, because all the other products we done had on here, just to be honest, they all gave us good customer service, and that's what we want to promote, because we're just not going to buy a coffee just because they're Black on. Mm-hmm. You know, we got to get the right experience, because this business not only carrying the mantle for themselves, but also for other Black businesses out there. So
that's a great point too, Wes. That's a great point. Like, my sister and I, we sit back and we talk about Black businesses and everything, and understand that whether we're talking about coffee, whether we're talking about bourbon or cigars or whatever, unfortunately, we get lumped into one big group.
Exactly.
Right. So, if somebody has a negative experience when it comes to purchasing coffee, they may have in their minds, they may make it up in their minds that, hey, I can't buy from this Black baker that makes these cookies, even though these cookies are the bomb. You know what I'm saying? That's another episode. That's another episode. Even though the cookies are fun, but you know what I'm saying? So you have to carry that same pride. Now, just like everybody else followed up, I will say this. I'm at least interested by the fact that Scott, when he was talking about the medium roast, I'm interested. I just don't know if I'm interested enough to actually go through the whole ordering experience again. Now, if I go into a Target and I see it, okay. But you know,
that's what G was saying.
So you know, maybe. But again,
that's what I was about to add on too, Ken.
My fist up, I can't give my fist up. I gotta keep my fist down because I'm taking in the entire experience.
Now, if the audience wants to out there and they want to purchase, you know, hey, find you a Target. If you stay by a Target, you can order it online and pick it up from the store, or they, like Scott said they have it on Amazon. You know, maybe you'll have a better experience through that way. You know, since there's multiple avenues. We just chose to order it through it just because, you know, we just want to do our proper review. So
and let him and let the owners get all the money. That's the other
right.
So.
And the youth.
So my last 2 cents, just like Wes just said, it is on Amazon. And I'll be honest with you, Amazon comes to this house every day.
Me
as
too.
I said one time on the post, Jeff Bezos does not look like me or my wife.
You're right.
But he does have a lot of Black businesses and Black products that utilize their fulfillment. And you can purchase this coffee through Amazon. So if you do want to support, you can go through Amazon, Target, as well as Whole Foods. It's on Whole Foods as well.
Hey, you know what? And one quick thing before I switch off to the owners of Blk and Bold, I would say the other pointer I would give is go a little bit more in depth about that 5% of all profits are contributed to initiatives across the U.S. that further their imperative. Just let everybody know what you're doing. Just, you know, don't just give the blanket statement. I know that may be all you can put on the bag, but make sure that it is addressed on your website or anything like that. Because for me, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that this big thing, this 5% for you, that made me tone down my review just a little bit. So, you know, because I appreciated that. So, you know what I'm saying? Just work on it. Maybe we'll come back, look at it again or a different version of it, and we'll see what's going on. All right? Cool. All right, everybody. We're going to take a second and we're going to switch, turn things to the left, and we're about to go into the quick takes right now. All right?
Yeah.
First quick take on deck. When do you know that it's time to unfollow somebody on social media? All right? Because, you know, you got people wilding out. They showing this, they showing that. A lot of that stuff doesn't really match up very well with the things that you do. So we want to say, when is it for you that you say, you know what, enough is enough? All right? We're going to start just because he came up with a great example when we were talking about this. We're going to start with Ramsey because I loved his example. But let's see if he says it.
Yeah. Well, to me, you do have some friends, and I won't even go with the politics. You just have some friends that you have maybe grown up with, maybe it's family, maybe it's high school people, or people that you have not seen in a while who have lived a life that you aren't accustomed to. I'm talking about just like a street life. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and they do things on social media to, I would say, implicate themselves in crimes or heavy drug use.
Excuse me. What let's keep it real for our watchers. What types of things?
I mean, people put like weed, you know, them smoking weed on camera. They have some cocaine on the table.
Oh,
You know, just drug use, guns, money and guns and, you know, just things that I don't think you should put out there for the world to see,
Exactly.
especially people who are in these videos or pictures doing the activity, right? So I don't necessarily want that showing up on my feed or friends of friends. So I usually mute that person. But at times, maybe I'll go ahead and unfriend them if it's really something that I'm like, oh, that this person is not really a friend, and we wouldn't even be friends if we met up again. But that's that kind of activity. I just can't let it be in my algorithm. That's what you have. You have your individual algorithm.
Right.
You're like, okay.
Yeah. He went computer programming on us. He got a flow chart and everything.
Fortran. All right. That's a great point, and I'm in total agreement with you actually. So for the next point of view, for the next perspective, let's go to Big G.
Big G.
I think I believe in energies, and sometimes like when people post things, their energy just collide with mine. So I would just be like, yeah, I ain't about that. So I'll just, you know what? I don't take social media. I don't know if I will unfriend him unless he try to say, yeah, Big G over here with us and we doing this.
That's foul.
They could be on my friend thing because we're old school. We know what real friends are. So social media, I don't put enough energy into social media to have those attachments or those, oh man, did you see G? I'm not that guy. So I would distance myself from them, or you know, those situations. Got time for that? You know what I'm saying? I'm 45. You know, I ain't got time for clocking dollars in the club with sunglasses on in the club and stuff. You know what I mean? It's not me.
No. No.
You don't wear sunglasses at night.
Y'all see them in the club and like,
you don't have the brick of money on your ear.
Walking around and dancing and with sunglasses on in the club. So with that being said, you know, if their energy don't align with my energy, and I'm a pretty easygoing guy, but if energies just don't align, you can feel people's energies. You know what I'm saying? You can know who you need to stay away from because their energy is not the same type of energy you go. So I just with the social media stuff, I just distance myself. Like, yeah. But somebody to make me block them, I don't take Facebook that serious. Tell you the truth. No.
All right. Well then, next up, first of all, thank you, Big G.
I appreciate it.
Next up, actually, I'll go next. There is.
You gonna tell us the story? You gonna tell us a good story, Ken?
I don't know if you'll find it good, but it is definitely a serious story, and it's real.
All right.
So similar to Big G, man. I look at social media. Social media is it's entertainment, right? It's a joke. I don't go there expecting to learn. I don't go there really expecting to be informed. I go there looking to laugh and to get away from whatever realities, daily realities that I'm dealing with, right? But so recently, and I don't think I've ever really, until recently, I've never unfollowed somebody or unfriended somebody. Recently, I had to unfriend somebody. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you all about this. I talked to Wes about this all through the time that we were going through this. So I used to live in a small city in Texas. And while I was down there, I befriended one family. The family took me in. I used to go there around this one gentleman. I used to go there around his, his wife and kids, around his parents. His mom referred to me as mijo, which is not that big, but that's a slang and it's a conjunction for mi hijo, my son. But they use that to refer to somebody who's younger than them, but then also closer than just a stranger. So I explain that because I really love this family. They really took me in. So this particular friend, he has a cousin, who was first explained to me that he was a bit of a bully, I guess, growing up, but I don't believe in bullies. And so anyway, we'd all been in a group meet to talk sports. And a couple of years ago, things started to go left when Kaepernick took a knee. And a couple of them were expressed, specifically the two gentlemen, the cousins from this place that I lived in. They started talking about their disagreements about him taking a knee. Now, I will say this. The friend of mine, the guy who introduced me to all his family, I actually completely respect his views. I disagree with him, but I respect his views. His cousin, I have a problem with. Because his cousin appears to have a problem seeing Black people as human. This is the first time that I've actually come out here and actually said this, and it was actually it was a little hurtful because I enjoyed having him around and speaking to somebody who had views different than mine, right? But when the George Floyd situation happened, that was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back. Because so if we go back to Kaepernick, and we were having a discussion about what was and what wasn't disrespectful to the flag. And I asked this person, I said, well, according to the U.S. Code, which speaks to what is and what isn't disrespectful of the flag, kneeling is not one of those things that's considered disrespectful. You know, it is considered wearing the flag as an article of clothing. And so I said, well, you care about disrespecting the flag, but you don't care about women, beautiful women, wearing American flag bikinis or swimsuits. And he said, oh, well, that's different. Well, really? How is that different if the U.S. Code says that is what shouldn't be done? So that was kind of like the first thing. But then again, when the murder of Brother Floyd happened, that's when the rest of his personality really came out, and he's like, oh, well, I just tell the truth. And I think most of you on here know me, man. Like, I'm extremely blunt, sometimes to a fault, where I could lose friends or hurt people's feelings. So I don't mind you being blunt. But when you don't see me or people who look like me as humans, I have a problem with that. I have a huge, huge problem with that. This is the best example. So I posted on my Facebook page, and actually, Scott, you may remember when this whole thing happened. There was when the protests kicked off, there was a line of white women, I think they were nurses, who were blocking the police from harming the protesters in Louisville. This is why I said you might remember it. And so, I posted the story. And I said, well, everybody's not against us. Everybody's not a bad guy. Some people are fighting with us, right? And I think what I actually said was, it's not all us. But I posted the whole story, right? Or I said everybody's not a bad guy, something of that nature. This man responded in the group me like, well, Kendrick, you're promoting racism. I said, what? He was like, yeah, and he took a screenshot. He put it in the group. He was like, see this right here. I said, I can't tell you what I said, but what I said was, You effing idiot. Did you bother to read the actual article? It actually speaks to how just because somebody's not black does not mean that they are against blacks. And it was specifically meant for those who think that it's only that blacks can be there to help us, you know, to be there. And, you know, and I said, you know, you idiot. And I told him, you're quite possibly the dumbest person I've ever spoken to in my life. And you have a level of intelligence that I cannot identify with and I can no longer be around. And at that point, well, that and some other things that happened and followed. Wes told me, just for the record, Wes told me a long time ago, you need to stop talking to him, but I'm stubborn. It was at that point, or shortly after, where I ended the group me because I was the one in charge of it. I ended the group me. I blocked his phone number, and I unfriended him on Facebook. So the answer to the question is, when I see that somebody cannot appreciate and see others as human beings, especially those of us who are black and have been suffering for the last 400 years. Everything is not a racial issue. Everything is not about prejudice, but there are some things that are. And if you are so willing to look the other way, I probably don't need to be friends with you in any capacity. So sorry to get a little deep. I've been really wanting to get that one off my chest. So that's me. That's me.
Say it with your chest.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it with your chest. Get it off your chest, Father. Get it off.
Let it go.
Hey, look, and I said that without cursing, which is huge, very, very big.
You said effing though. You said
I said effing. I didn't actually say. You know what I'm saying?
That counts as a cuss word. It's like saying the N-word. I'm just saying.
Well, on that note, then pairing you up. Let us know.
Yeah, about time. Ken gave us a long speech. Black people invented ice cream in Africa. Got it. All right, so all right. All right, so guess who's not on Facebook, Instagram? This guy. You know why? Because of all this stuff y'all go through. I'm not old school, but I got old school mentality. Ken, I bet your dad says this when he talked to y'all on Facebook. Why would he put that on the internet? Why would he record that? Why would he post that? That's me. That's how I am. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram because of that reason. All the stuff we did at TSU, if we had cameras, Facebook back then, it would be all on the internet. But like, really?
None of us would have jobs. None of us.
I was born in the 70s.
Exactly. That's my point. So I still got the same mentality. Hey, I ain't put nothing on Facebook because it's gonna bite you in the butt, dog. They're gonna bite you in the butt every time, man. So I'm following, man. I live in Panama City. I live in, they call it Lower Alabama. No disrespect to US, but it's Alabama, dog. It's Alabama. So no.
LA. LA.
That's what we call it, LA, Lower Alabama. So anything, if I'm on Facebook with all these people I'm friends with, I go to work with, I won't have no co-workers. I'll be going to work mad, going off and everything. So I don't have them. Hey, I know there's a whole lot of people don't agree with what I agree with, and vice versa. But hey, that's life, man. That is life. Hey, that is life. But the question is, were you ready for them to tell you right to your face? I'll tell you right there on Facebook. Tell you right there on Instagram how they feel.
I want somebody to have the courage of their conviction. So regardless of whatever it is that they feel, if you have the gumption, and I'm trying not to curse right now. If you got the gumption to feel that way and to say it to my face while we in face. And that's what I told them.
That's the thing with social media. Because with social media, you get these Twitter thugs. I mean, you get these thumbs and do all this kind of stuff. You know, like to talk noise because you're probably more likely will never run into them.
Never meet them. So that's why I said, man, I got respect for everybody, man. Hey, that's your point of view. That's your point of view. But yeah, I seen friends fight. I seen best friends fight. We watched football at the bar, and I've seen best friends stop being best friends because someone posted on a post or an Instagram post, a Facebook post. I ain't seen grown men get mad because somebody unfollowed another man. Come on, man. We're
That's
grown men.
That's sucker.
So I'm not. Huh?
That's suckers. That's
That's
sucker
suckers.
stuff, bro.
Oh, okay. I don't know, but listen.
That's sucker stuff.
That's why I'm not on it. I love y'all. Y'all keep me posted on what's going on Facebook because I'm not on it.
You know more than we do.
I don't. Hey, I don't know nothing, dog. But hey, but listen. If a guy once a guy tell you his point of view, respect it, and you give your point of view. That's my That's what I believe, man.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Scott
sir.
Jones. Oh, I'm sorry, P.
God,
Yeah,
no, that's it.
okay. Scott Jones.
When do I cut them off of Facebook
Or anything.
Yeah. or anything? So, you have certain levels of cutting off. You have where you can just block them from seeing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You can cut them off by maybe just not accepting them when they want to follow you or become your friend, and what I call keep them in the queue. Or you can cut them off and block their ass. And I've had to do that. And it's more of if I maybe post something and they just are a little bit just too disrespectful in the comments. Not necessarily disrespectful to me, but because I do have friends, I have some, former colleagues, I have some physician friends, it's just certain level of stuff that I will accept on my timeline or within my comments. So if I notice that they have done this once or more than once, I'll send them a message and be like, hey, what's up? But I have just straight up cut them off altogether, just from just saying. I mean, okay, I'll give an example. There was a guy that I went to college with. Doesn't look like us. Was real cool, and I could tell or sense that we don't have the same political views, which was fine because I'm sure I probably have a good 45% white people that are my friends on Facebook, and then the other percent because I have a lot of white friends, I have a lot of black friends. Well, this specific friend of mine sometimes made a comment. I remember one time he said, yes, it sounds like that guy needs to be strung up. And he wasn't talking about anyone black being strung up. He was talking about someone white being strung up from something that they did that was racial, but just by saying the word strung up. And he said this more than one time on in my comments. I said, this just isn't something that I like hearing or typed within my comment section. So, you've done it one too many times, so I just had to block them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have time for that kind of stuff. And not to mention, I may post something and not even come back to it for a while, and no telling what's up in there. So I can't worry about that when I'm over here trying to work 9 to 5. Somebody putting some silly comments in my post. So that's probably has been the main time. I don't. We're all gonna have some differences in our views, and I'm really noticing it now, especially with a lot of the racial tension. And what's interesting is a lot of the kids, a lot of the people I'm friends with on Facebook are friends that I grew up with. Elementary school, middle school, high school. And you can see or sense how some of your views may split. Some of them are still the same. So I I'm not going to just cut them off because I think some of them may just be lost. So some of the information I may share is maybe each one teach one. And hopefully I'm maybe getting a message to them that they need to share with some of their friends on what's going on. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with it. All right, man. Wes, bring us on home.
All right. Now, I'm kind of like with y'all with Facebook and other social media. I used to comment and post stuff kind of like little political or stuff like that, but I don't do that no more because I felt like people are just on there just to troll and just to antagonize.
Yep. Exactly.
And I wind up dumbing myself down, getting dumb arguments. So the only time I usually post something silly or something with sports. And so usually when I get, and just to say that, usually when I just get on Facebook or other social media, it's just me just looking at other people's stuff most of the time. One thing since 2016, you can tell the differences of people opinions and stuff in their post, especially like where I'm from, Alabama. You know, we still got some folks who still think it's 1955. You know what I'm saying? Or people that you used to work with, because you know most of all us worked in a corporate setting or dealing in a professional setting, and you don't really want to post things that you know that can affect your livelihood and stuff like that. I don't mind people who post different views with mine, and I really don't try to unfollow them. But the problem I have is just the ignorance, noisy post. The ones that just like will post something ignorant about a view, but then they just won't post it once. They'll post something 5 times a day. So it just floods your timeline. And it get to a point where I had to get to a point where I had to unfollow this lady. And we all have met, you know, we have met her before. You know, she's a lady and she likes, you know, the brown. But
brown liquor? She like brown liquor?
Like that hen dog.
Or is she a brown liquor?
Yeah. but at the same time, she had these views, and I'm just like, yo, you got a boyfriend that's a brother, but you posting this stuff that's kind of like, and you just getting bold with it, just the more and just the stuff was coming out. I'm just like, man, it got too much of my timeline. Like, man, I can't, you know, because you're not, you know, you can have a different point of view, but you just coming ignorant. You're not coming with nothing intelligent, no other time of thought. You know, you're not, you know, you're just being ignorant just to be blatantly ignorant. Because you know, because you feel like with social media that you're empowered to be that way, you know. And so that I unfollow her. But I also have unfollowed, you know, some people who also have, like Ramsey said, who are just kind of like, they do the tagging, you know, like, you know, one time I had a family member that was tagging me and they were talking about buying some weed and stuff. I'm like, hey, you can't tag me in this, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about some weed. What you think, Wes? Go ahead.
I was like, dude, what you doing tagging me in this stuff? Because I think, you know what told me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what told me about it. Cause I ain't paying no attention because you just see your family members out there and they tag me on some crazy stuff. I'm just like, dude, I don't roll like that, man. You know? So to me, like with social media, it's like I have gotten to the point now where I've been become more a spectator, and like only way I really get involved on there if I'm like trolling my friends because they got sorry sports teams like Georgia or Tennessee.
Good point.
You know, another thing,
because
another thing that will get people sliced is the chain posts.
Oh,
like,
man.
Post this to 5 people. I'm going to see if
blessing,
we real friends.
I
ain't a real friend because I ain't reposting nothing. I ain't reposting unless it's the Urban Retrospect. I ain't reposting it.
So if I keep getting those, I'm like,
trying to get blessings today.
Right.
Nah, dog.
But one time I had to unfollow a girl I went to high school with. I think I went to school with her, but she kept on posting, unflattering pics of herself, and I'm not, she might be attracted to someone, but I'm not attracted to her. I was just like, I'm gonna have to mute you because you throw it out. You throw it out my chi out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
So muted somebody who he thought was ugly.
No, I can't use the word ugly. I gotta say, I was not attractive to her.
Okay.
Hey,
So we being PC. Okay.
well,
You want me real Razzie?
No.
PC person on here.
No.
PC person on here.
No. Hey, listen, guess what? You're gonna be the first person I ever have to mute. So be careful. You walking right up to that edge and about to walk over. Oh,
Don't do it.
Jeezy, don't do it. Okay, all right. Well, so listen, man. I mean that's good. I definitely appreciate everybody's input, their insight. We looked at it from different points of view, which I think was really, really big. At the end of the day, man, we're all professionals. So no, and I think we all have that friend or family that always wants to post their pictures about dope. And it's like, nah, cuz, but then you also have people who have more just different views than what you do. So, we have to watch that. So on the lighter note, we're gonna switch topics. Now, we had a couple of things, a couple of different quick take questions that we could use here. I'm looking at them. I said, man, which one is gonna be the good? Because I want to see if I can get my boys, man. I want to see if I could get these folks to be honest about stuff. So the question, I'm really gonna go see. Y'all think y'all know, but y'all don't. The one I'm really gonna go to. If you could go back to high school for 1 week, just for 1 week, what would you do and why? So before, because I know a couple of y'all looking a little bit scared. A couple of y'all looking scared. So I will go first and go on ahead and get it out the way. All right. So first thing I would do, all jokes aside, I'd have kept playing football. I'd have kept playing football, just, looking back on it with my 42-year-old mind, so I could get college paid for, or at least a portion of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a straight business decision when it comes to that one. That's one. Two, I'm still a man. I'd have gone and I'd have had a lot more fun than I had while I was in school. There were a couple things that, I realized I let pass, that I shouldn't have let pass, and I wouldn't let it pass. So for that 7 days, I'd be out here out of control, pretty much. I would be out of control. But this is the other thing, and to give you something positive, I probably would have also taken my studies a little bit more serious, right? My test scores were all high through the roof. I was one of those kids and was out here performing average. So I would have taken that seriously. So I would have kept playing football. I would have taken advantage of some situations that I didn't take advantage. Well, let me just say that. I would have actually gone through with a couple of situations that I looked the other way on.
Name one person's first name. Say first name.
No.
Initials.
No. I'm married.
Oh, no.
I'm married. No. Nobody.
Hey.
Nobody. And I went to so one of the things I would have done is I would have got with my wife sooner. now.
Hey.
When she shot me down in high school, shout out to my wife.
Cause you were ugly as hell. You were ugly in high school.
That's fair, but that's okay. When she got the fist,
She don't want to do for the Sprite commercial.
Hey, listen, when she got the Fisk and I got the Tennessee State, she realized I looked better than all of them.
Hey.
So so that, and then I would have taken my stuff.
No, she just wanted to attend you, bro. That's all.
Hey, well, maybe, and we're not gonna go any deeper than that. All right. So next, let's go with Ramsey.
All right. So for me, I never skipped school in high school. And I remember there was like a senior skip day. I didn't participate. A couple of times people was like, hey, let's skip and hang out. I never skipped school at all. So I probably would have, skipped at least one day, hang out with the fellas, do some things that I never did in high school, but that's one I'd probably do. The second, along with you, Ken, is, studying a little more. I had terrible study habits when I got to Tennessee State. So high school, I kind of cruised along and still made good grades, but I should have had better study habits. But that's about it. I mean, I had fun in high school as much as I could with my folks, but never skipped a day.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Big G.
Big G.
I already know this because I saw the way G looked at Ramsey. I was like, G got some things he would get off his chest when he
Well, it's only a week.
Only a week.
I need my whole 4 years to do over. And that's what I mean, because what it boils down to is, it goes along with what you guys said. When I got to K-State, I wasn't ready for college. Yeah, and that became very, very, real quickly, it became very obvious. Like, I just did not have the mentality to, all I knew was, let's have fun. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. And I worked, but I had some crazy roommates in college, man. Them dudes, it was just some of the epic stuff I used to do with them. So, but as far as the college, I just cringe about some things I didn't know. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have really paid attention in high school. So I would go with that one. I think it was more, let's say it was a few more ladies interested in me that I did not know.
Initials. Give me some initials.
It came out at the end. Like, really? So I really wish I would have had the mindset that I have now, that I could pick up on it. I just,
Hey, they still alive, man. They still alive.
It did down on me. So, but but the thing is, they don't look the same, and I don't look the same.
That's true.
He said they don't look the same.
They don't look the same. Big G said they look the same.
So it's like, you were young then, but now. But I think those are the two things, especially that school thing. I would have just, because I was the first one in my family to go to college. You know what I'm saying? And the first one, matter of fact, I was the first one to graduate from high school, and I'm the youngest.
Wow.
So, my
what
brother.
State you live in? Indiana? Indiana, you from Indiana?
Yeah, my brother and sister had different priorities. And me being the youngest, I see what they do. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no.
Got to the point where I was in 11th grade, was like, I'm almost done with this. what's next? I guess I'll go to college. Well, from 11th to 12th grade, you trying to prepare for college, and people been doing it from their freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah, those grades showed in college. Yeah, it showed. So I really would have. It just wasn't, rest in peace to my mom. She did the best she could, but that wasn't our primary focus in my house. Like my kids, they already got it in their mind they going somewhere. And I don't necessarily push them to college. I'm like, well, you could do trade school or something like that. You don't have to go to college because we all know what debt feels like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I walked on at Kentucky State, and I walked on the Urban Scholarship. So
there you go.
It was like I had big time schools looking at me, but them grades said no. And I wasn't that super athlete where they said, we'll make a way for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was a good athlete. So that's about it. That's my 2 cents right there.
Okay.
There you go.
Next up, let's go to Big West.
Uh-oh, here we go. Alabama finest.
Right. Come on. Bring her.
What's her name, Wes? What's her name?
The answer is if I could go back, man, to be honest with you, I'm doing what Rand's doing. Skipping a day. Forget that. I'm skipping the whole week.
What?
I'm skipping the whole week.
I'm telling you,
I'm
telling
getting
your
in
mama.
my car. I'm going to Atlanta and kick it. I'm going to Birmingham and kick it. I'm kicking it like I never kicked it before. Because when I got to state, I kicked it too hard.
That's real spit. That's real spit.
And so I would go back and kick it for a week. I would kick it super hard. So when I got to the state, I would have seen some of the things done them already, and I wouldn't be so shocked and so willing to do them. Because, I ain't gonna lie, man. They don't call Tennessee State the land of the golden sunshine for nothing, bro.
My name's Wesley.
You know what I mean? But I would get my little Honda Del Sol, had like a little 2-seat car. Yeah. And I would drive to Atlanta, go kick it. I'll go to Freak League or whatever, just wild out for that whole week.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just so I could get it out my system.
We got 4 people in that car, didn't we, Wes?
Oh my goodness!
I don't think you got 4, but three is a possible.
3. I mean, at least 3.
3 is a possible.
Yeah, but that's what I think.
Scott Jones.
Scott Jones.
What would you be doing over?
I kicked it in high school. My crew, we had some good times. Even from in school, I was in the choir. The choir, we kicked it. The choir had girls. We went on our trips, had a good old time. Yeah. I had a little singing group in high school, so we may have sang a tune or two in front of the folks. And I'm always was one of those that could just be tossed in and just get along with folks, Matter of fact, I remember my senior year, I left my high school because, again, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Went to Louisville Male High School my first 3 years and ended up graduated from DuPont Manual High School and went to Youth Performing Arts School. And didn't have any problems going from one high school to the other. Matter of fact, I knew that the other high school had a lot of women, females too. So, it was always good to go and be the dude at the school. So one thing I can say is that I have 2 families. I don't know if you all notice sometimes when I'm posting stuff, I'll say my male high school family or my manual high school family. So that's just how tight I am with them. So if I had to do anything over again, probably would have stayed more so in some of my instrumental music. My mother had me in playing the piano growing up, and I fought that. They had me playing saxophone growing up until middle school. I didn't get along with the band teacher, so I got out of that and I just sang. But if I knew that I was going to end up here in Nashville, Tennessee, in Music City, and with the opportunities that you have to play and do all that kind of stuff, just to maybe get in on the jam session or two, that would be something that I would definitely go back and do again.
Well, then I'm gonna send it to Panama City by way of Brownsville, by way of
Hell yeah.
Parent, bring us home.
Hey, man, I had one week. Hey, man, so I live in Brownsville. We didn't kick it too hard, but football is life in Brownsville, Tennessee. I was a big time football player. Football is life in Brownsville. That week before we went to state, I got into it with my teacher. Went to the office. I knew I was about to get in trouble. Got into it with the principal, and I was like, hey, we got a game. We got a state championship on Saturday. He's like, okay, you get 1 day of Thursday school, which he knew we had practice on Thursday, so I didn't have to go. So what I had would have changed different. That game, I wish we had a game that Saturday. I wish I would have more tackles. I did good on tackle. I had a lot of tackles. I wish I had more tackles that game. I think we lost because of my bad week. That week prior to the game, I think was a punishment for being bad at school. So I wish I had that whole week over again, because sometimes, like G said, the vibe, G previously stated in the Facebook comment, the vibe that you have, it can continue on the whole week. I think I just had a totally bad vibe, constantly have a bad game, and we lost that game. We was like they call us the Buffalo Bill of Tennessee at that time, because we kept going to state and losing. But that's the only thing I hate. I had a good time in high school, because I used to go different other high schools and kick it, so it wasn't a thing to me. I had a good time in high school, but that's the only thing I wish I had different, man. That whole week, I wish I had that week prior to the state championship.
Okay. All right. Well, as a real quick follow up, just as something real quick for everybody to comment on. Now, I've heard a mix of things. If it came down to college or high school for 1 week, for you to go back and do over, let me see a raise of hands. It don't have to be a fist. Raise of hands who going to do high school over instead of college. Raise your hands. Ooh, only the two of us. That means, I know what y'all missed out on in college. I ain't miss out on nothing in college, so I don't need to.
I ain't miss out on nothing but studies, though.
I wasn't gonna raise my hand for college either. I ain't crazy. That's why I'm going on 20 years.
I'll be honest with you. Only thing I would change at TC State is I would change majors.
Really?
But that's
I would not go to engineering, because I do not want to be around D. Rogers.
You would never met me, man.
Oh yeah, we would have ran into each other.
I know, we was on the 5th floor of Watson Hall.
We would have ran into each other.
We did.
Ooh.
Okay. Well,
I was told D. Rogers, man, let's step outside.
Exactly.
Well, all right. So, fellas, we got through our review. We got through our question, our quick take questions. Now we rounding third, headed home. Let's go ahead and shoot it to Scott Jones for our words of wisdom.
More of be still.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to read just something that I shared this back when this pandemic started, but just something just to keep in mind when we think that everything is canceled and we can't do anything. Just keep this in mind. Not everything is canceled. Sunshine is not canceled. Spring is not canceled. Love is not canceled. Relationships are not canceled. Reading is not canceled. Naps are not canceled. Devotion is not canceled. Music is not canceled. Dancing is not canceled. Imagination is not canceled. Kindness is not canceled. Conversations are not canceled. Hope is not canceled. So I bring that up because, I had some of my best times every week with y'all. You know, usually when I would probably do this over a happy hour, and this is happy.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So this is just happy hour over an iPad or happy hour over your laptop. But just count your blessings and just realize, hey, not everything's canceled. Just be still, and this too shall pass. I'm gonna say it one more time. This is Scott Jones from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm asking you to please lock up those damn cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Brother Jones. Thank you, Brother Jones. So on that note, I think we've had some fun. We've informed, and we've shown you guys, as we try to do every week, a little bit more about ourselves. I want to thank, as always, everybody for joining us. I want to thank Big G, Wes, Ramsey, Simply P, or Perrin Burnett, as y'all know him, and Scott Jones for joining.
My whole government.
Oh, my bad, PB.
And thank you, Kid the Black.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes,
listen,
sir.
I'm just here to serve. I'm just here to serve the people. I'm here to serve the people. All right, we want to remind everybody you can follow us on Twitter at the Retrospect 1619 on Twitter, and then the Urban Retrospect at Gmail or on Facebook or on IG. All right. So man, y'all go ahead, check out this company, Blk and Bold, on your own. You have our reviews, but go ahead and check it out for yourself. If there's any questions, any comments, any companies that you would like, or products that you would like to see us highlight, go ahead and hit us up. Let us know what it is. Until then, stay wonderful, stay safe, wash your hands, wash your butt. Holla at my boy King Cobra on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
You got that right.
Take care. Peace and love.
Peace out. Retrospect.